Do you know the difference between these two boxes of Pokemon cards? And what potential hits lay within? Well, that's what I want to talk about in this video today, because when it comes to Japanese, Korean, and Chinese boxes, there's a way of knowing just how many hits should generally be inside each one, depending on the product as well. Whereas in English, most of the time, it's just a full game of chance. Korean and Japanese, particularly, are very set standard hit rates that you can anticipate. And this isn't so you can necessarily game the system, but by all means, go for it. Just to help you guys be more educated. Because something I've noticed with doing these eBay live streams, when I'm opening hundreds of packs a day, is that a lot of people come in and don't always know how some of these boxes work. I also go to card shops a lot, and I hear a lot of discussion from people who don't seem to actually know how some of these boxes and packs work. I just want to help educate you guys so that you can be more clued up to when you're buying things online. So, first of all, everything I've got here today are Korean boxes. So, how do you know if a box or a pack is Korean or Japanese? Because Japanese in general, in terms of expensive packs and cards and boxes and all that kind of thing, in general, it goes English, Japanese, Chinese, and then Korean in terms of expense. It obviously differs product to product. Sometimes Japanese can be more expensive than English, etc. It just really depends on where we're at in that particular release order and all that sort of stuff and supply and demand. So you don't want to be paying Japanese prices for Korean products. And I think sometimes people try and rip people off because they don't always know the difference. So the way that you know the difference is that right here in the center of every pack and every box with Korean is a big old fat red block text. And it's on every single box and pack. So there's a real clear way of knowing. I'll show you some packs here as well. You can see, I mean, this one's a little bit blocked off by the battle partners, but you can see the Ursaluna here. You can see that red. So that's how you know if products are Korean. Now, what can you expect to get inside each box? So let's go for a standard 30-pack Korean box. And most products, I mean, we've got Surging Sparks, we've got Clay Burst, we've got Night Wanderer. Most of these sets are just standard 30-pack boxes. Now, within each box, this is not an absolute guarantee, but within each box, there should be more or less one SR or an SAR, 3 ARs, a handful of EXs, and potentially an item SR. So that's kind of generally what you're looking for. Now, if I just said a whole bunch of goop, and you're like, what did he even mean with any of those? Let me just show you a couple of examples of what I mean. So this is what an EX looks like. You can see at the bottom left corner of the card, it will say R. That's to indicate that it is an EX. I'll show you another example here, maybe of this Dragonite. So these are EXs. They're like the first step above just a common card, I guess, beyond just a holo. So you have these EXs. Some of them can actually be quite expensive because they're playable in like, competitive play, so they can actually be pretty good. But the next step is AR in Korean and Japanese. It's known as an art rare. So these are examples. It's just the art of the card is fully, extended out. There's no sort of like border on the card. It's fully taken up by the art of the card. Fantastic side art, by the way. So that is an art rare. That's the next step up. So you generally expect about 3 of these in a box in general, standard on a 30-pack box. Then you have item SRs. Now, not all sets have an item SR, but this is known as a secret rare. One box like a Mega Dream should have an item SR in every single box. Some boxes, like Surging Spark, or, Super Electric Breaker, doesn't necessarily have item SRs. And in fact, I can even check really quick. Okay, no, it does. It does have the ace cards instead. So these really bright pink ace cards, you can get those inside Super Electric Breaker instead. So beyond ARs, you then have SRs. There are like item SRs, and then there are trainer / Pokemon SRs. There's some good examples of some SRs. In fact, let's go back to Super Electric Breaker. Some good examples of some SRs here. So you've got some Pokemon SRs here. So like this Pikachu, this is a Pokemon SR, right? Or this Melodic here. We have a Pokemon SR. Again, it's indicated in the bottom left-hand corner. You can see that it is an SR. So this is a step above an AR in terms of rarity, in terms of value sometimes. And then the next step is an SAR. So these don't always hit in a box, where most boxes you're expecting, so most of these 30-pack boxes, you're expecting one SR. There will never be more than one SR, Pokemon-wise. That SR can sometimes be substituted, a small percentage of the time can be substituted for an SAR, which is a secret art rare. So this is like one of the highest rarity levels. I guess the only thing beyond this would be like, well, not even like a god pack, because that's just a collection of these. But I guess like an ultra rare, right? Like a UR here, like this golden Pikachu, for example. So this would be the, I guess, the highest level, the ultra rare. But in general, you're expecting about something like 40-ish% of the time, your SR will actually get replaced with an SAR. It's not guaranteed, but it can happen. So if you do see an SAR go in a box, then you know that there's no longer going to be an SR either. And if you see an SR, you know there's not going to be an SAR. That's how we think it works generally. Though maybe sometimes this does happen, and it's probably just quality control messing up there. So that's what you get for standard boxes. So then, this is a 10-pack box. How does Mega Dream work? Or Terrestrial Festival, which is Prismatic Evolutions, or V-Star Universe, or Shiny Treasures? How do these higher class sets work? Well, in the case of Mega Dream, this is 10 packs in a box. There are 10 cards per pack compared to 5 cards in each of these packs. So each pack has 10 cards. Within that, there is a guaranteed EX in each box. There is also, in the case of Mega Dream, something that you have unique to Mega Dream are these Mega Attacks, sometimes known as Mega Attack Rares, so MARs or MAs. So you can only get these in Ascended Heroes, Mega Dream, right, depending on your language. However, with Korean and Japanese, there is a guaranteed one of these per box. In English, it is not the case. With ETBs, with it, whatever, there is no guarantee that you're going to get any MAs. Korean and Japanese, there is a guarantee. So you know that there's going to be one of these per box. There's going to be one item SR. There can also be an SAR. Now, I don't believe that the SAR replaces the MA. I think it's in there as an additional bonus, but there is a potential SAR. So you'll notice that, Mega Dream has MAs but no SRs, but it has potential SARs, as well as I think it's about 2 or 3 ARs. So in general, like, this is a high class set. Each pack is a little bit more valuable and a little bit more expensive, but it's because it's a very well sought after set because there are so many amazing hits that you can get. But there's a mega ultra rare, there are SARs, there are mega attacks, there are SRs, and there are ARs. So these boxes go absolutely crazy. They're a lot of fun to open, but it's very similar with like Shiny Treasures, Terrestrial Festival, all that kind of stuff. Now, something to note with the way that Korean and Japanese works for these boxes is that all of the MAs, all of the mega attacks, I think there's 10, all of them can be pulled from the actual boxes. Whereas in English, you can only get the Charizard from the UPC as a promo. You can only get the Mega Gardevoir and Mega Lucario from poster collection boxes, which I have one here, conveniently. See, this is why we keep a little bit of sealed products so we can make YouTube videos. So you can see I've got the Mega Gardevoir here in this poster collection box. So there's one of these for Gardevoir and one of these for Lucario. So you can only get these Mega Attacks in these boxes. So that's something important to note. So when you're shopping online and you're looking for English, Korean, Japanese, Chinese, etc., it's important to know the hit rates of these different boxes. Something that I also have, if I can find it, amazing. I found some gem packs. So I don't have any gem boxes, but maybe I can show you actually just on our website as well. But Chinese is like a whole different ball game. Chinese products have their own way of doing things, and there are a lot of exclusives when it comes to Chinese packs. But for example, if I show you the Gem twos. And I'll actually use the handy search feature here where I can go for simplified Chinese. I actually show you on our website the gem pack too. So we generally will have boxes and packs. If we don't have any right now, it's because we're waiting for more to come through. But you can see, so in each of these gem boxes, so the gem 2s have exclusively evolutions in. You only get EVs and evolutions, and every card is like a cool, I mean, I can show you, I've got a bunch here actually, so I'll show you these really quick. But you can see, maybe, hold on, if I just bring them up to the camera. So every single card has a hollow effect. It's only different evolutions. So these gem packs are really, really cool. These are exclusive to China, and they're a really good print quality. They're all printed at Japanese print facilities, but, and it's hard for you to see the hollow effect on these, but I definitely recommend you check them out. These can have exclusive evolutions in that you can only get in Chinese products. Now, in general, per box, there will be one potential alt rare, or art rare, sorry, one potential art rare, or a VMAX card. So Chinese hit rates can be different from what you would expect in Korean or Japanese, and it really does just depend on the product as well. So these gem packs, you're fishing for like 1 AR per box, and that sort of thing. So that's kind of the situation when it comes to Japanese, Korean, and Chinese. So you know that you have these sort of like more or less guaranteed or more favorable hit rates for these languages compared to English. So that's just something to know. Hopefully helps you when you're shopping online, when you're on eBay Live, whatever, however you do your pack grabbing, your card grabbing and stuff. Hopefully this is just a helpful video. If this did help you, then, you know, I'd appreciate, by all means, let me know in the comments if this has helped teach you a little bit. And if you have anything, if you have any inside information that you're like, oh, Joe, you actually got it wrong and I need to correct you here on something, then please let me know and I can pin that. But that's everything to the best of my ability based on how many packs I've been opening and everything and just the information online. But hopefully this video has been helpful. And yeah, if you want to come check us out on eBay Live or check us out on walkerarmy.com and grab your cards there, then please do. Thanks for watching. Take care.